So then when this attack happened, I was just gut-wrenching feeling for our military and their families, that somebody just lost their life over this. In the back of my mind, though, of course, thinking, well, my son's okay at least. That's thank God for that. No disrespect to those that had perished. Well, right. Another day goes by, still hadn't heard from him. I'm starting to get kind of worked up and upset. Like, what's going on? Why is he not getting a hold of us? And my friend Patrick, who's a Marine as well, he's like, look, he's real busy, so he'll get to you when he can. I'm sure everything's just fine. And it was later that night, 2:40 in the morning, I hear knocking on the door, and there's two dark silhouettes, on the other side of our glass door. I flipped the porch light on, and the lights just went right on their ribbons and medals on their, the breast part of their jackets and uniforms. My heart just sunk, and I'm like, okay, they're here to tell me he's injured and what his injuries are. It took forever for them to get me to comprehend that they were there to deliver the most horrific news of his passing, and that he had been killed and not injured. I was half asleep initially, of course, and then just obviously in sheer shock that they were even there to begin with.
Can you imagine hearing the sounds of gunfire and explosions all around you, and yet you go running towards it? You go running towards it, trying to save people you've never met, and more than likely you'll never see ever again. And that was the job of Lance Corporal Jared Marcus Schmitz. He was a Marine, and he was sent to Kabul, Afghanistan, to help with the evacuation efforts. Our military succeeding control of Afghanistan to the Taliban. He had only been there 2 weeks. He had been sent from Jordan, where he was stationed, when on August 26th of 2021, a suicide bomber detonated a bomb, killing him and 12 other service members and 170 Afghan civilians. Can you imagine the devastating power of a bomb that kills almost 200 people and wounds hundreds and hundreds of others, many of them with lifelong injuries that they will take with them to the grave? So, Jared was born on February 25th, 2001, and his mom said in an interview that when he was a little kid, he wanted to be a Marine, but that later on in his life, he got very serious about it when he was in high school, and he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps when he was 17 years of age. And right after he graduated high school, he went to boot camp, passed, and by then he is a full-fledged member of the United States Marines. And at a time when most kids his age are thinking about everything else under the sun except joining the military, he chose to do so. And sadly, in that process, he lost his own life. And you have it nowadays where the recruitment numbers for all branches of the military are at its lowest levels they've been at, I think, in the last 50 or 60 years. I mean, you see commercials, ridiculous commercials, trying to cater to a certain class of folks. Just the desperate measures that the military has gone to try to keep up the recruitment numbers. It's unreal. Most kids nowadays, back maybe in the the 50s and the 60s, it was a good way to see the world, get an education, all that. Now everybody wants to play video games and be a social media star, and then when you start targeting certain classes of people and start letting them do certain things, In the military, you're going to get an organization that is not going to have what I say is a good base of moral support for the country. It's very dangerous times that we live in. I was in the area. I was at the cemetery doing another story when I got an email from somebody that was telling me this young man's story right here. This is Jared Schmitz. And friend above all, a Marine. A sweet, gentle, and selfless soul who always had your back when needed, he was described as by his friends and family. Not the best way we could have left that country, that is for sure. I understand it was something that needed to be done, but young men like Jared right here, I feel their stories always need to be told, and no amount of years, enough years could ever go by that I feel that their stories should always be revisited, because young men like this were and are to this day continuously being few and far in between. And I'm sorry that his final trip home was in a casket, and he gave his life for his country, and he gave his life for many, many people, not even from this country, just doing his job. That's it. Rest in peace to Lance Corporal Jared Schmitz, and to all of those, the many thousands and thousands of soldiers here at the Jefferson Barracks Cemetery in St. Louis, Missouri. Okay, guys. I'm Lamont. I'm out of here. I'm hitting the road. I'll catch up with you later. Have a good one. Peace out.
Jared was an energetic little guy. He was constantly happy. If you had the opportunity to look through our photo albums, you would see that no matter how we captured him on a camera, he was always smiling, nonstop. Just light of the world. he's just always a very upbeat, positive kid, and a lot of energy. And when he got a little bit older, he developed his personality type, and I saw what that was becoming. It just made me more and more proud as each day went by, because I could see that he was turning into a very compassionate young man and kid, and has always been so selfless.